What's crackin', boys and my ladies? It's Red Creates, and today we're starting off Elden Ring super strong because in today's video, as you read the title, this video is going to be showing you how to get Guts Greatsword. And yes, you can get this right from the start of the game. As soon as you leave the first tutorial area, you can obtain this weapon right from the first step. So, let's get on with it without any further ado. So this weapon is going to be pretty awesome for basically anybody who's been a long-term Souls fan, or even just a long-term From Software fan. And it's absolutely awesome. And this Guts Greatsword we can obtain by following my steps right here. So this is going to be relatively easy to obtain. We're not going to have to go through too much to get it, not too much fighting at all. But first things first, we need to get to the place of summoning, or transportation in this case. And you guys are just going to follow my steps. Do not fall down the ravine right there. Would not be good. You would not recover. Gargoyles, not going to want to fight them. But I'm going to speed this up a little bit so that we can make the video go a bit faster, so you can get your hands on Guts Greatsword even sooner. So yeah. One thing to keep in mind is that if you die, the stakes in Marika, which you can find all around the map and in the game, are basically check waypoints or checkpoints, so that's pretty cool. But the Dragon Burnt Ruins is our next place we have to go, and we're actually going to keep our shield out because there's a cool technique that this game has called super guarding. And what super guarding does is it's like this way to get in a nice little stagger type visceral, which is really cool. Finish the job. And since we vanquished a group of enemies, we can get back some flasks of Crimson Tears. So pretty cool. So now we're going to open up this gate, Bloodborne style, and head to the next area. Now you're going to want to just stay here, and this chest is going to be a transporter trap, which is going to send us to the area we need to get to in order to progress through to get Guts Greatsword. Okay, so now we're at Selena Crystal Tunnel. So from here you're going to take a right, and you're going to want to avoid these guys. Actually, I recommend healing. If you don't, yeah, basically make sure you have full health, because you are going to end up probably getting hit by these artilleries that are going to get shot at us. Thankfully I didn't get shot at them, but these white streams will come down, which will do some pretty devastating damage to you at this soul level. But basically, once you've hooked that up, come over here, drop down, and another Site of Grace. So this area definitely is hellish looking, but it is pretty badass. Really sick. Giving off Bloodborne vibes for sure. But still, stick to my path, because this area is a bit challenging if you're new, especially since the Scarlet Rot effect is in this area if you try to traverse the swamp. So we'll just my path all steps. Get to a stake of Mikra, or Marika, right here. And from there, now we're going to have to traverse the swamp. So the swamp's actually a bit challenging if you're new because of the Scarlet Rot effect, but just follow my steps. We're going to first start over here. Jumping also does temporarily not have the that effect on you, but yeah, here we are at the Street of the Sage's Ruins. We're going to again, you want to make sure that you don't ever let your Scarlet Rot meter pass after this, find place to hide and let it get down, because you do not want Scarlet Rot anyway to shoot that moment, unless you know we can get some items to craft A. But we're going to do some of those items actually cause he found the we're basically going to make our way and run over to this other spot, because if you're a caster for some reason, what you can actually do is we're going to go over here. We're going to do a little bit of a detour. Go off the beaten path and come over here to obtain the Meteorite Staff. So the Meteorite Staff is pretty good if you're a sorcerer, for a starter. So if you wanted for some reason to use sorcery with a great sword, you definitely could. But once you've let your Scarlet Rot meter go all the way down, this is where it gets kind of intimidating, because we got Scarlet Rot, but you could possibly run through the whole area and get over here without getting Scarlet Rot. But if you get Scarlet Rot, that's okay. I hope you got some health left, because we actually have a Site of Grace right up ahead, which if you can get that successfully, you will be golden. So just make our way up there. Hit that up. And we'll reset it to basically have all of our wing seal. So now from here, we're going to run up to this cool looking area that has all these giant greatswords stuck in the ground. They all look rusted. It's super cool. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Khalid? Meh. Weird with the names, but not that important. What's important is making our way through this area to get to Guts Greatsword, which we can do by following my steps. You'll see this bar right here. You're on the right path. Site of Grace right here. So they do put quite a bit, or quite a few sites of grace for like almost every area. But again, just keep going. Also, there's astrology telescope right there, pretty cool too. But we're going to make our way through the Italian ruins. So we don't have Torrent or the Maiden yet when we're doing this, but Kalium Ruins is kind of a haunted house. There's a lot of fire, a lot of people that want to blow up and explode. It's not a good place to be in, but stick to my path and follow my steps and you'll do just fine. And keep in mind, we aren't using Torrent for this. This is early, beginning of the game, as soon as we left the tutorial area. But once you exit out here, hit a left, and then you guys are going to see that carriage right there. So, crouch down. You don't want to aggro any of the giant dino dudes. Instead, what you want to do is you could either go all the way around sneak, or if you really are feeling confident, you could just sneaky weaky and make your way over there now. So you should be able to get over there with relative ease. The only one that really might be a problem is him right there, but if you keep going around this point, you will get to a stake of Matria or Makria. So just jump up here, open this up, and quickly, there we go, ladies and gentlemen, Guts Greatsword. He is not happy at all that we stole it from him, but it doesn't matter, it wasn't yours to begin with. Right from the exit, if you were to take a right, you can hit up a Site of Grace before trying to take on the daunting task of getting the Greatsword from the carriage or chariot before the dino dudes try to eat you all up. But there you guys go! Your very own Guts Greatsword, your very own Colossal Greatsword, right at the beginning, early game of Elden Ring. So go ahead, make yourself a Guts build, and partake in jolly cooperation with your friends, but make sure to do the min-max stat investment first, because this weapon's gonna be making a fat roll, and probably even not really do the best amount of damage, because taking a quick look at the stats of Guts Greatsword, or just normal Greatsword in this class, it's a Colossal Greatsword. It has a scaling of C strength and E dex when you first get it, but it will get better as you upgrade it. Also, the stat requirements to wield it is 31 strength and 12 dex. Now, there is a multiplier with 1.5 for the strength, but again, if you want the full experience of the Great Sodo of Guts, you're going to need to pump that up to 31. So this Greatsword still does have the same type of weapon art that the Greatsword from Dark Souls 3 has, with the golf club swing with the stomp, pretty epic, but its moveset has changed up quite a bit, and with Elden Ring's ability to change your weapon arts, you can make some pretty crazy combinations with Guts Greatsword. Every Souls genre game usually does have a Greatsword like Guts in it, such as the Ultra Greatsword from Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. This game sports the Ultra Greatsword, or Colossal Greatsword in this case, that has a very similar look to Guts. Matter of fact, it looks almost identical to it, except for the lines in the middle and the guard looking a bit different. And the handle does look a bit undressed, but still really cool if you want to make yourself a Guts build. Before we end off on that note, I want to give credit where it's due. I actually did not find out about this. This was actually found out by a person on Twitter that I DM'd, and he made a video which I wanted to bring out a bit more traffic to. So Ghost of Akina was the one that discovered this, and all the credit goes to him. Make sure to go over there and subscribe to his channel. His link to his channel and his video will be in the description below. Also, while you're at it, Make sure to leave a like on this video, it's super appreciated, but why not subscribe and hit the notification bell? So for any of you guys who say maybe wanted the Bloody Wolf set, we'll know where to get it when that video drops. But if you want that video, you have to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and make sure to hit me up on your email list. You know, times nowadays the recommendeds get pretty saturated and you might not see my video when it comes out, which might mean it might take you even longer to get the Bloody Wolf Knight set. So make sure to also hit me up there. But before you're gone and you leave to create Guts, make sure that you also check out my other socials. Other updates will also be there as well. Very helpful to note. But until next time, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for more Elden Ring content in the future, and I hope that you guys have a pretty great time with your new Guts Greatsword in the land in between. I hope that all of you tarnish rise and brandish the Elden Ring. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later.